1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boogie.
Going to the rack. How serious was that move?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boogie.
Man, oh man, I could take a few more of those.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boogie.
And Boogie hammers it on the run.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, boogie.
Somebody woke up Boogie. Well timed.
You watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you see all the talent, you see the numbers. Not too many big guys at his size is that agile, that mobile, can shoot the three, put the ball on the floor, get to the basket.
He could be the best big man in the NBA. But he got so much physical talent.
Boogie for three. Unbelievable.
Left going to the rim and dunked it on a wind-up right-hand finish.
And DeMarcus Cousins can't go. He's holding that left lower leg area in the area of his Achilles.
It's one of the most unique free agent situations we've seen in a lot of years.
I'm a warrior.
In gigantic news, DeMarcus Cousins has agreed to a one-year, $5.3 million deal with the defending champion Golden State Warriors.
No dropping me to the ground, 'cause it's going down undefeated.
Apparently nobody else wanted DeMarcus Cousins. He didn't get one single offer.
Well, my main goal is to win a championship. That's what I'm signing up for.
When the injury happened, he's getting ready to sign a max contract. So think about that.
Look at the work Boogie has put in just to come back. Think about the work ethic it takes to get all the way back physically from where he was.
I'm improving each and every day. I'm getting strong each and every day. It's just a matter of time before I'm back on the floor.
We're definitely excited to have him. He's been working hard. It's been a long year for him.
I'm looking forward to just seeing him out on the floor, just doing something that he loves again.
You can shoot, you can space the floor, you can do it all. He's a monster on the boards. He's going to be great.
It'll be a lot of emotion, honestly. I don't think anybody could ever really understand this, and I don't really expect them to unless they've experienced it themselves.
This is something that other teams have never had to worry about with Golden State. They can now actually produce offense from the inside out with a true big.
Maybe Boogie is the wrinkle in the injection of energy that this Warriors team is really looking for this season.
I'm excited to see what we look like when once DeMarcus gets his feet underneath him. I think we got a chance to be really good.
Undefeated.
Well, Boogie certainly gave us a lot to talk about in his first 14 minutes for the Golden State Warriors on Friday. Four-time All-Star, scored the first 2 points of his first game, and then DeMarcus Cousins ended up with 14 points, hitting 3 of his 4 three-pointers. 3D, it looks like that moniker of Splash Cousins. It's going to stick, especially after those open looks he got in his first game. How was he so wide open?
Well, he's playing with great players and obviously playing with 3 flamethrowers. It's just going to create so much space. So I think he may take a few games to get used to that, to have 3 guys on the floor that any given night they can go for 40 or 50. And on the flip side of that, they're willing to share the basketball. He's going to have to get used to so many guys willing to give him the ball. So when you watch some of these plays, first play of the game, you talk about the dunk. Well, it's because Kevin Durant has the basketball. He comes off the screen. You have to. Gortat has to honor Kevin Durant. He gets the easy dunk. You look at the bench, everyone's applauding. Now you throw him in the mid-post. Look at the patience. He's never had a Steph Curry or a Klay Thompson on the floor at the same time. You have to honor them. Easy layup. So now you're saying flow of the game, great spacing, play good defense, contested shot. Now, wait a minute. Big Cuz gets out run, bumps into a defender, keeps running, and Kevin Durant, once again, unselfish, the perfect bounce pass boost. I think Cuz, once he gets into basketball shape, you know this, he's going to have so much fun, less pressure, because you heard Iguodala at the end of the game, man, keep shooting. He's like, I don't want to shoot too much. I've never been in a situation like this. I think he's going to have a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, absolutely. He's playing with great players around him, all Hall of Famers, great coaching staff. They want you to have success. They feed you into that environment. Like you said, Iguodala after the game was saying, we want you to shoot more. You're going to be open a lot because you're playing with 3 guys that are averaging over 20 points a game, playing very well. I think, as you said, as he gets in better basketball shape, he could have some big numbers with that team.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Well, we're out here. The guy with the ball leads. He leads the way. It's your turn.
Hold on now.
Who I get to be?
You get to be Steph Curry.
Get the shot.
Huh?
Here we go.
Now, if you shoot, you got to make it. I'm going to be KD, DMV. You're going to be
Boogie.
All right, let's talk about the first play.
3D.
So the first play, Kevin Durant has the basketball, and he's pointing at Cuz. Now, look at the spacing. You got Steph Curry over there, you got Klay Thompson over there, so the whole middle of the floor is wide open. So now he's telling him to come, he sets the screen out here, he turns. Now, because it's Kevin Durant, you saw they have to honor this simple bounce pass. Now he gets all the way to the rim, and he stretches out for the dunk. Now we're going to go to that second play we saw. I'm going to be Klay Thompson now, and you're going to be Steph Curry at the top of the key area. So once again, we talk about player movement, ball movement. That's normally Draymond Green. So now if Klay comes down, hits the ball, we call this a hold. Why we hold? Because all that area is down there. Now I'm going to run over here and be Draymond Green. Now I'm going to set this screen. Now this Steph Curry coming off for an easy layup. You have to honor that, all right? Now the last play, we're going to shoot. I'm going to be Klay Thompson again. You're going to pop out. Now I'm hitting. We're cutting. I'm coming over here. I'm Klay. Now you're cutting to the basket. Now you pop back. Now you're wide open for the shot. And I think that's the part last night Cousins was talking about. I'm going to have so much ISOs or one-on-ones on the weak side of the floor because of all the cutting and all the team being so unselfish.
Yep,
and for Boogie, when he was in Sacramento, he was the guy. And in New Orleans, it was Boogie AD. Maybe you consider Drew Holiday as that similar threat.
Yeah.
But in Golden State, Steph Curry is a threat when he comes past half court. Same thing with Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. So there's more floor spacing for DeMarcus Cousins. He's going to adjust to that quickly.
Oh, it's going to be great for him. He's going to have so much room to operate. You got shooters spreading the whole floor out. Everybody's at the three-point line. So when he gets the ball on the box right here, he can go one-on-one. Then who's going to double off of?
Right.
Maybe Draymond.
So, no, hold on. Stay there. So you be Steph at the top. I'm going to be Klay. You go a little deeper in the post.
Yeah.
And now, if it's KD or if it's Klay or if it's Steph, we call it hit and hold, or you stay, or you hit and cut. Where are you doubling from? You're going to double off Klay, 14 threes. You're going to double off of Steph, 13 threes. You're going to double off KD. I think he's made 9 or 10 threes in the game.
Yeah.
So this is what, think about this for a second. The Golden State Warriors have never had this. Whew. Think about this for a second. They've already won 3 championships, but they never had a guy that they could throw the ball into the post and guys just space out and wait and you pick your poison where you want to double team from.
And they've also never had a stretch 5. What we mean by that is he had 3 3-pointers in the game.
Yep.
The Golden State Warriors, in this run that they've had, they've never had a center hit 3 3-pointers in the entire time that they've played with a team. It's never happened.
Never happened.
From that point of view, that they're a threat offensively, defensively. Boogie fouled out, but you like that effort from him.
Yeah, that's part of that's just getting back in basketball shape. You know, he hasn't been playing against live bodies in over a year. So he's going to be a little bit behind, a little step slow. His legs going to feel a little bit more today than they did yesterday. But once he gets back in basketball shape, like 3D keeps talking about, those fouls will go down and down and down. And he's going to have a lot of success.
It's just fun, man. It's when you have 5 guys on the floor thinking the same way, share. He has a better shot. I have a good shot. My teammate hits a better shot. Move without the basketball. Help the helper. All those phrases we use every night. He's finally on the franchise and the team that everyone's on the same page, and they're trying to win another championship.
2 in a row. Golden State Warriors looking for that third. Boogie looks like he's going to be a big piece of that. Victor Oladipo had his All-NBA breakout season last year. This year, the Pacers remain near the top of the Eastern Conference standings. We'll hear from Indiana's best player next. Games, let's say it one more time. He's averaging 40 over the last 21. That last loss against the Nets, Harden scored 58. He scored at least 30 in 18 straight games. He'll look to continue that streak against the Lakers tonight at 8. What's been most impressive about what he's doing?
I think being in shape. People say, that sounds too easy. Well, you have to, and Boozer, you know this, you have to be in a certain kind of shape to put these kind of numbers up every night. I remember Tracy McGrady said it one day with Paul George, when you become that next level superstar, your legs have to be in a certain type of condition because you have to do it every night. It was like we were teasing about Kuzma. He got to 42 and then kind of fell off for a couple games and he got back hot again. He was like, wow, it is hard to get 42 every night. So now when you watch James Harden do it, you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
After coming back from an injury this season to get his legs back in his condition to perform the way he is.
And what's even more impressive to me is that, think about it, he's the #1 thing on the paper when you're trying to stop the Houston Rockets. Right. And he's still putting up these kind of numbers. It's very impressive what he's doing.
Well, Mike D'Antoni says Chris Paul will return sometime next week. This week, the Rockets also lost Clint Capella 4 to 6 weeks following thumb surgery. So how much of these injuries are starting to mount up for this team that makes Harden's run even more ridiculous when you're considering he's not getting help from other guys.
Yeah, he's carrying the load, man. I mean, obviously with CP being out, that hurts a lot. Capella being out, especially with rebounding and someone that dives to the hoop, gets the easy lobs and alley-oop dunks. It makes James Harden's job that much more harder, but he's doing it. He's performing, he's carrying that team, he's getting some help from Eric Gordon. You know, Gerald Green's playing very well. Other guys can step up as well, but it's pretty much all on James Harden's shoulders.
Yeah, defensively it's going to be interesting to see how they play good team defense without Capella. Offensively, James has proven that he can hold down the fort till Chris Paul gets healthy. But now with Capella, who's going to be that rim protector? Who's going to get those big rebounds he was showing us this season?
Well, that's an interesting question because according to multiple reports, Kenneth Faried is that guy. Now, here's a thing that's just concerning about him. He's played 44 games over the last 2 years, and he's not hurt. Why is that?
Because he hasn't been in Brooklyn's rotation, or should I say plan. He wasn't in Denver's plan. Once Jokic and Nurkic came on, we talked about in the meeting, he had just got that big contract. He said he saw the writing on the wall. He gets to Brooklyn, Kenny Atkinson said he's just not a part of the rotation, so that's what happened. But I will give him credit. He hasn't complained. He hasn't been a bad apple in the locker room. He's been going about his business. Now he's about to get bought out and possibly, go to Houston to all the conversation. If that happens, he will bring energy. That's how he made his name in this NBA, of running the floor, getting loose balls, rebounding, setting good screens, and rolling to the basket.
And speaking of situations, you're a guy that understands it depends as a big what your situation is. For him to play with a guy like James Harden, look, he's averaged 13 points in his career. He's averaged 9 rebounds in a season in his career. Can he get back to that form? He's still just 29.
Well, Houston's going to hope he does. He's very young. He's very fresh. He doesn't have a lot of miles on his legs right now. And the hope for Faried is, like 3D said, he brings energy. There's always room for a guy that brings energy and effort. And if he can continue to run the floor hard, set good screens, roll to the hoop for alley-oops, play good defense, rebound the basketball, he could help that team out.
Keeping with our theme of teams missing their key players, there's none bigger than one LeBron James for the Los Angeles Lakers, right? Well, they come into tonight against Houston riding a 2-game win streak. The Lakers actually 5-7 overall without LeBron now. That includes wins in 4 of their last 6. Of the young Lakers who seemingly are growing through this experience over the past couple of games, who's growing the most to you?
Kyle Kuzma has been cooking. You look at his numbers throughout the stretch, 26 points, 7 rebounds, playing very well. Me and 3D talked about it last night with you, Chris. He plays downhill. He's a runner. He takes advantage of his opportunities. He shoots the ball from a pretty solid clip from the three-point line. He makes his free throws, and he's getting more consistent. And that's the big thing for me with him, because he can pick and pop. He can roll to the hoop. On defense, he can play the 2, 3 to 4, sometimes the 5, depending on who he's going against. So for him, in his second year, to be averaging 19 points and doing what he's doing, trying to hold that fort down offensively, doing a great job.
I think for that OKC game was Alonzo Ball for me, and to hear him say that I'm playing with more confidence, I'm playing more aggressive now that LeBron's not on the floor. He's used to having the ball in his hand. So I'm saying to myself, guys, if Alonzo can play with this type of aggression and this type of focus and this type of confidence when LeBron comes back, then LeBron can say, okay, maybe I can take this quarter off because I know Zoe's going to do all the right things to keep things going. If I come out the game, we're up 10, I come back in, we're up 14 because Zoe is playing confident basketball. That's what I like when I saw in the OKC game.
All right, focusing on this matchup, the Lakers have also lost to the Rockets twice, and that's with LeBron, and that's by an average of 12 points. All right, and James Harden scored 50 the last time these two teams went head-to-head. Can we expect the Lakers to be able to compete in this one? Chris Paul out, Clint Capella out, that's different. But can they compete against James Harden, the better one, the way that they're currently constructed without LeBron on the court?
Well, I think what Luke Walton will try to do is to tap in what we saw in the OKC game the other night. The question is, when James Harden gets cooking, does your enthusiasm get taken out of you, because now how do you slow him down? You know, on the flip side is you have to get some stops to get some easy offense to get your confidence going on the offensive side of the ball.
I think something else I like that they did the other game was where they had Ingram playing the point, almost like a point forward.
Yes.
That helps them offensively, get guys involved, make plays for each other. So we'll probably see more of that tonight.
LeBron will be cleared to practice next week. Lakers have Golden State on Monday, Timberwolves on Thursday, the Suns on Sunday. When you look at those games and you think of LeBron coming back, when do you foresee him being able to get back on the court if he's just now starting to practice on Monday?
Knowing LeBron, Booz, you've been around him before. If LeBron really wanted to play, I think tomorrow, if we had to, he would. But I think there's being smart just to make sure. So a practice or two, and if Brian said he's ready, then he'll be back on the floor.
Yeah, LeBron's done a great job with his body. As you guys know, he barely ever misses any games, as we've seen throughout his career. I'll leave it up to him. You know, I think if I'm one of his teammates, he knows his body better than anybody else at this stage in his career. Does a good job of taking care of it. He works out every day. And when he's ready, he'll be back out there. And when he does get back out there, the wins will start going like this. Yeah.
And if you go this, right, because the Lakers in the standings, they were doing this before their recent win streak, winning 4 of their last 6. Does that take the pressure off LeBron to come back when, okay, the young guys are handling this right now, they're staying afloat, they've won 4 of 6, as opposed to, oh, wow, we're falling, we're almost out of the playoff picture in the Western Conference?
I think it's the other way around, where when things were struggling, it might have been some pressure that maybe I come back a little sooner.
Yeah.
They win a couple, and now I want to get back now while they're playing well to feed off the good confidence and the good play. Versus they're struggling, it's like, LeBron, come save us. No, now we found our stride. Now we found our confidence. Now come back to your point. Now let's really ride this wave and go that way. I think he's looking at it that way.
Yeah, I agree 100% because now these guys have stepped up. Kuzma's playing better. You know, Lonzo Ball's playing better. Ingram's being a playmaker and doing more things. Then you bring LeBron, who's an MVP candidate, back into the fold and gives them a chance to get even more boosted, hopefully climb a little bit up in this Western Conference standings.
That makes a lot of sense. It'll be interesting to see how the Lakers perform tonight against the Houston Rockets and how they look when LeBron James comes back. Certainly something to be excited about. Russell Westbrook in